Hi friends, and today we discuss the another important principle under the international law, that is the principle of equality of states. So this principle says, I less emphasize that all states are equal in manner, whatever may the economic power, whatever may the political power, whatever may the defense power, whatever may the advancement it is made in the science and technology, that does not matter. All states are equal. Whether a state is a big or small, whether a state is having less population, that is immaterial. So that is the reason China, which is one of the biggest populated country in the world, is equal to that of a Bhutan, and Bhutan is equal to that of a France or USA. USA cannot say that it is a powerful and it has a population, 35 crores of population. It has a most powerful, highly rich country in the world. It cannot say that it is a above to the other states, or developing states, or underdeveloped states, or poor states. So all states are equal. So the principle is enumerated in the international law. Why? Because if you take in the membership of the United Nations organization, powerful states are there, less powerful states are there, states which have lesser population also be members in the United Nations organization. In General Assembly, they have only one vote. A single vote is there. When they want to exercise their opinion upon any issue, a powerful state, a lesser powerful state, a developing state, underdeveloped states in Africa, they have only one vote. Why? Because it is a principle of equality of states. We discuss the different kinds of states available in the international arena. They are the states and non-state entities. Two kinds of states are there. Under the states, we have to discuss. Number one is a confederation. So confederation are those states which are joining into a independent state, is called confederated states. And once a confederation made, later such states can succeed from that main state. So this was happened in Soviet Russia in way back after the Bolshevik Revolution in 1917. At that time, 15 provinces, they came together. They formed the USSR, Union Soviet Socialist Republic. But under the leadership of Mikhail Gorbachev, when he was the Prime Minister, President of that Soviet Union, USSR, again the states have been divided, like Azerbaijan, Latvia, Georgia, Lithuania, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Ukraine. So all such 15 states, they have been disintegrated. So in confederation state, the state can come together and they can go away. That be called as a confederated state. The second type of state is a federal state. So a federal state is also, some states are coming together, some provinces are coming together, they are forming a state. And after coming together, such states have no right to secede from that formation. Like best examples, United States of America and our country, India, also a federal state. And also in federal state, the powers have been distributed in between the central government and the state governments, administrative powers, legislative powers, then financial powers are clearly demarcated between the states and the central government. And number third state is a condominiums. So these are the states which are not perfect states, but these are the states where two states have the power to oversee. Such states be called as a condominium states. The best example for it is England and France. They have the authority over the new herbidies. The two countries have authority over that small islands. So that is called as a condominium. Number fourth state is a vassal state. So vassal state is a state which is under the suzerainty, under the complete control of the another state, and it has no independence. For everything it depends upon the other state, other main state. That we called as a vassal state. Number fifth state is a protectorate state. So protectorate states is name itself is indicating it is under the protection of some other state. A small states, they don't have any economic or the geographical magnanimity, and they depend upon the other countries. Like Bhutan is the best example for the protectorate state. It depending upon the India for its foreign affairs and India for any other economic matters are concerned. So these are the 5 important category of states, and there are different kinds of states are there. Either all the states they come one or the other under this category. So with this I am concluding this lecture.